There is a harsh truth that we often don't want to admit. Not everyone in our lives has good intentions. Some people appear charming, with a pleasant smile and sweet words, yet beneath the surface lies selfishness, cruelty, and even pleasure in causing harm to others. You might share your trust and open your heart to someone, only to one day realize that they are the source of pain and chaos in your life. Stoicism never encourages us to view the world naively. On the contrary, it teaches us to observe with reason, to recognize the true nature of people through their actions, not just appearances. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Constantly remind yourself that today you will encounter selfish, ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, and rude people." This is not pessimism, it is mental preparation, helping you remain calm and self-controlled in the face of negativity. Why is identifying evil people so important? Because inner peace is our most valuable asset. Stoics believe we cannot control the behavior of others, but we can fully control how we respond and who we allow into our lives. By recognizing toxic signs, we protect our inner freedom, establish clear boundaries, and cultivate healthier, more meaningful relationships. In this video, we'll explore 5 key signs to recognize a malicious person. This isn't about judging or condemning anyone, but about helping you identify them early, maintain your inner peace, and live according to Stoic principles. Wise, calm, and steadfast in all circumstances. Let's begin the journey of awareness and self-protection. When we meet someone new, especially in social situations, the first thing that grabs our attention isn't their true character, but how they present themselves. A confident smile, charming words, the ability to draw everyone's gaze in the room, all create an irresistible allure. Such people make you feel important, as if your conversation with them is the highlight of their day. In that brief moment, you might believe you've met a genuine friend, a soulmate, or even an ideal partner. This is the charming mask, the glittering facade that those with ill intentions often use to hide their true nature. At first, this deception is hard to detect. Charm doesn't always equal deceit. It's often built on keen observation, social finesse, and the ability to adjust behavior to meet others' expectations. They know when to give compliments, ask questions that make you feel heard, and create a sense of special connection between you. But when viewed with reason, as a Stoic would, you understand that initial emotions never reveal the whole truth. Imagine you're at a party. Someone enters and immediately takes the spotlight. They tell funny stories that have everyone laughing, and you get swept up in their energy. When you share something important about yourself, they quickly redirect the conversation to themselves. For example, if you mention completing a challenging project, they might interrupt, "Oh, my project was even more complicated. Let me tell you about it." At first, you may think it's enthusiasm, but when this behavior repeats, you realize they aren't truly interested in you. They're using you as a mirror to reflect themselves. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "See things as they are, not as they are colored by emotion or illusion." This reminder serves as an important warning. Initial charm does not reveal true character. A Stoic doesn't rush to trust but takes the time to observe. True character only emerges through repeated actions, especially when no one is watching. It's also important to note that those wearing the charming mask are skilled at adapting their version depending on the situation. They may be gentle with you, yet rude to service staff. They may treat you with care, but speak ill of others behind their backs. This is a critical signal to stay alert. Stoics advise observing how someone treats people who cannot benefit them. That is where their true nature is revealed. A useful strategy is to apply the principle of a delayed judgment. When meeting someone new, don't rush to trust them. Take 30-60 days to observe. During this period, pay attention to whether they keep their promises, respect your boundaries, and are willing to listen when needed. This is a way to train your reason, to observe actions rather than emotions. Seneca once said, "Do not judge anyone by the first meeting. A person is like a thick book. You need to read many pages to understand its content." Of course, not everyone who is charming is bad. But if charm consistently comes with belittling others, seeking attention, or abandoning you when there's no benefit, that's when caution is necessary. Charm in the hands of a malicious person stops being a social virtue and becomes a tool for manipulation. Finally, observe the small details. How they speak about others, how they handle failure, and how they behave when no one is watching. As Marcus Aurelius said, true character is revealed when there is nothing left to hide. By cultivating this awareness, you won't be easily seduced by charming masks. You'll stand firm, maintain inner peace, and selectively allow only those worthy into your life, a first step in breaking free from toxic relationships. The second sign is a lack of empathy. Empathy is one of the core qualities that allows people to build and sustain meaningful relationships. It's not just the ability to sense others' pain, joy, or emotions, but also to respond in a way that makes others feel heard and valued. With empathy, we live not only for ourselves, but as part of a larger collective, a broader community. But with toxic individuals, empathy is often completely absent. They may pretend to care, nod at the right moments, or offer superficial comforting words, but deep down, they genuinely disregard the feelings of others. This absence of empathy is one of the clearest signs of a toxic nature. Imagine a situation. You've just experienced a setback, such as losing your job, and you turn to a friend for comfort. Instead of listening, they respond indifferently. Well, everyone loses a job at some point, hang in there. Or worse, they immediately shift the conversation to themselves. I lost my job twice in a row, so your problem isn't that big. Instead of feeling soothed, you feel dismissed, even hurt. Another aspect of lacking empathy is an inability to share in others' joy. When you achieve something, they don't congratulate you. They show irritation or belittle your accomplishment. That was just luck, nothing special. They may even try to take credit. If I hadn't helped, you wouldn't have done it. This isn't just selfishness. It is a clear sign of a person disconnected from others, someone who cannot appreciate shared happiness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is good for the bee is also good for the hive." This reminder reflects the communal nature of humanity. We are truly strong only when we share and support one another. A person lacking empathy isolates themselves from that hive, living solely for personal gain, disregarding the feelings and needs of others. From a Stoic perspective, this is a distortion of character, as virtue is always tied to social responsibility. In the workplace, the consequences of lacking empathy are obvious. A toxic boss may overwork employees, showing no concern for their personal lives or health. They may openly criticize or humiliate staff in front of others, claiming it is an effective management style. In reality, it is merely a tactic to instill fear and maintain control. The result is a stifling environment where motivation declines and creativity is suppressed. Stoics advise that in such situations, you maintain a calm mind and do not identify yourself with another's indifference. Epictetus taught, "It's not the events that disturb us, but our judgments about them." A lack of empathy reflects their character, not your value. Recognizing this helps prevent spirals of self-doubt or resentment. But awareness alone isn't enough. You need to take action to protect yourself. When dealing with someone lacking empathy, establish boundaries. If sharing your feelings is met with disregard, limit what you share. In the workplace, if treated unfairly, document the incidents and seek appropriate channels of support rather than simply enduring it. More importantly, strengthen your network of healthy relationships, people who genuinely listen and share. Stoics remind us not to place our inner peace in the hands of those who do not value it. A lack of empathy also shows in small actions, constantly interrupting you, not listening, failing to check in when you struggle. When these behaviors repeat, the picture becomes clear. They don't care for you as a person, only as a tool or background for their own life. Gratitude and empathy are measures of a mature soul. Those who lack these qualities will drain your energy rather than nurture it. Therefore, don't hesitate to keep your distance. Doing so isn't selfish. It's protecting your spirit from coldness that can destroy inner peace. The third sign is manipulation. If charm is the mask concealing their true nature, manipulation is the real weapon that malicious people use to control others. They don't need to yell or use direct force. Instead, they employ subtle psychological tactics that make you doubt yourself, lose confidence, and gradually become dependent on them. This is one of the most dangerous signs because it often occurs silently, remaining unnoticed until you're already deeply entangled. One of the most common forms of manipulation is gaslighting, making you doubt your own memory and feelings. Imagine reminding a close friend about something hurtful they said yesterday. Instead of acknowledging it, they coldly reply, "I never said that. You're imagining things." Or they shift the blame onto you. "You're too sensitive," making a big deal out of nothing. Repeatedly hearing this, you start to question yourself. Maybe I really remembered wrong. Maybe I'm too weak. This self-doubt is the most dangerous trap of gaslighting. Beyond gaslighting, manipulators are also skilled at playing the victim. They know how to use pity to control others. For example, if you decline to help them because you're busy, they may sigh, "If you really cared, you wouldn't leave me alone like this." Immediately, you feel guilty, as if you've abandoned them. Gradually, you begin to take responsibility for their happiness and emotions, even though that was never your duty. Another tactic is isolation. Manipulators attempt to cut you off from family, friends, and your healthy support network. They plant thoughts like, "They don't really understand you, only I truly care." At first, this may feel sweet, even romantic, but over time you realize you are increasingly alone, relying solely on them. When you have only one point of connection, they can easily gain control over your entire life. A Stoic views these behaviors through the lens of reason. Epictetus once said, "No one can hurt you without your consent." This doesn't mean you must ignore all pain. Rather, it emphasizes that true power lies in your response, not in the hands of the manipulator. Once you clearly see the nature of their psychological games, you are no longer easily drawn in. So how can you recognize and deal with it? First, pay attention to your feelings around them. Frequent guilt, loss of confidence, or feeling like you're walking on eggshells are warning signs. Second, document the facts. If they deny or distort events, keep records of dates, messages, and emails to stay grounded and alert. Third, set clear boundaries. State concisely and firmly what you will not accept, and remain steadfast in your principles, rather than getting caught in endless arguments. Manipulation is a subtle form of control. It turns you into a puppet in a play where someone else is the director. But when you see the strings being pulled, you have the power to cut them. Stoics remind us that inner freedom never comes from compliance, but from the courage to stand up for yourself. And when you learn to break free from the grip of manipulation, you reclaim not only your peace of mind, but also affirm your dignity, something no malicious person can take from you. The fourth sign is a need for control, one of the clearest and most dangerous traits of a toxic person. They don't just want to know what you're doing. They want to make decisions for you, direct your life, and turn you into an extension of their will. The danger is that this control isn't always obvious. At first, it's often disguised as concern or care. Beneath the surface, however, lies a desire to seize your freedom and autonomy. Control can manifest at different levels. On a minor scale, they always decide where to go on dates, choose your meals, or even suggest what you should wear or do. These may seem small, but over time, they gradually erode your voice and independence. As the level of control increases, it becomes suffocating. They want to know where you go, who you meet, and who you text. They may demand phone or social media passwords, or even install tracking software. You begin to live in a state of constant reporting and explanation, always fearing that even a small mistake could trigger their anger. In romantic relationships, the need for control becomes even more insidious. A toxic partner may use jealousy as a reason to isolate you from family and friends, cutting off your support network and making you entirely dependent on them. This is a subtle form of manipulation, turning you into a bird in a cage while convincing you that the cage is love. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "True freedom is self-mastery." This reflects the Stoic mindset. You cannot live virtuously if someone else controls you. Epictetus also noted that a slave is not only one bound by iron chains, but also one enslaved by dependence and fear. When you allow someone to control your thoughts, decisions, and life, you become a true slave. So how can you break free from this control? First, recognize your inviolable rights: the right to think independently, the right to make your own choices, and the right to personal space. Write these down as a commitment to yourself. Next, begin reclaiming them step by step. If the person constantly tries to decide for you, practice saying, "I will choose for myself." If they control finances, create your own independent plan. If they isolate you, actively maintain contact with family and friends. Stoics advise that when pressured, remain calm and steadfast. Avoid tense arguments, as these only provide more opportunities for them to impose control. Set clear, firm boundaries. For example, "I need privacy. I will not share my phone password." Keep it short, clear, and consistently repeated. This is how you regain autonomy without getting entangled in their power games. Here's an illustrative metaphor. A young tree, when battered by the wind, will not break if it knows how to bend. Yet it does not let the wind shape its form permanently. It grows toward the light. You are the same, flexible in your responses, but never allowing someone else to dictate the course of your life. If you find yourself living under someone's control, remember, you have the power to choose. Stoics do not advocate hatred or revenge. They advise reclaiming freedom through clarity and inner discipline. Freedom is not given. It must be asserted and protected by yourself. When you do so, you not only escape control, but also become the true master of your own life. The final sign is a web of lies. Lies are the threads that malicious people use to weave their network. They don't lie just once. They create an entire system of layered falsehoods, leaving others lost in a maze of doubt. The most dangerous aspect is how natural they make it seem, as if lying has become a habitual way of life. At first, the lies may seem small and harmless. A story embellished with extra details to appear impressive, a hollow promise meant to soothe you temporarily. Over time, however, these lies form the foundation of the entire relationship. You gradually struggle to distinguish truth from fabrication, and whenever you begin to question them, they add yet another layer of deception, trapping you in uncertainty, wondering if you've misremembered. Stoics view truth as a non-negotiable foundation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never despise the truth. Living in accordance with it is living according to nature." In the spirit of Stoicism, lies do more than deceive others. They betray one's own soul. A person who lies habitually constructs a false world for themselves and will eventually become trapped in it. Liars can be very persuasive. They know how to blend truth with falsehood, telling stories in such detail that you believe them instantly. To cover up one lie, they create a series of additional lies. The denser the web, the harder it becomes to distinguish truth from fiction. Trust, the foundation of any relationship, is eroded gradually, often to the point of near irreparability. Stoics advise maintaining clarity when facing deception. Do not rush into arguments and do not fall into the cycle of trying to prove them wrong. Epictetus taught, "Not everything we hear is true. We must use reason to discern. Verify information, record events, and compare objective evidence. When you hold the truth, the lies will inevitably reveal themselves." Another sign to watch for is their reaction when caught. Honest people may be embarrassed but will admit fault. Liars, however, often become angry, retaliate, or invent further stories to cover up. They may say, "How could you doubt me?" turning their own wrongdoing into your burden. This subtle tactic leaves many both deceived and burdened with guilt. The long-term consequence is emotional exhaustion. You live in a state of doubt, unable to trust what you hear or feel. Stoics remind us that no one has the right to force you to maintain a relationship built on falsehood. Choosing to walk away is both courageous and the right thing to do. You can act by setting clear boundaries. "I need honesty. If this continues, I cannot continue to trust." Focus on actions rather than words. If they persist in lying, remain firm in your boundaries, reduce contact, or end the relationship. Inner peace is far more valuable than any connection built on deception. A memorable metaphor: lies are like spiderweb threads. At first, they are thin and hard to see, but as they multiply, the web grows dense, entrapping both the creator and the one caught within. The only way to escape is not by untangling each thread, but by decisively stepping out of the web entirely. Seneca once said, "The truth may sometimes hurt, but lies will kill the soul. Stoics choose truth even when difficult to accept over living in illusion. If you find yourself trapped in a web of lies, have the courage to step out. Only by living in truth can you protect your dignity and inner peace. After identifying the signs of a malicious person, the next crucial step is learning to protect yourself. Stoics do not advocate retaliation, hatred, or attempting to bring others down. Instead, they emphasize maintaining inner calm and acting in accordance with virtue. One of the most effective ways to do this is by setting clear boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to isolate yourself, but fences to safeguard your peace. They allow you to decide what is permitted into your life and what is not. Epictetus said, "No one can hurt you without your consent." This underscores that the ultimate decision always rests with you. By setting boundaries, you affirm your own value and autonomy. Practicing the Stoic Boundary Protocol can begin with 3 steps. The first step is clarity. Precisely identify what you will not accept. For example, you might say, "I am willing to listen, but I will not accept being insulted." The second step is consistency. Boundaries are effective only if you uphold them firmly, not apply them inconsistently. The final step is consequence. If a boundary is repeatedly violated, take decisive action, such as reducing contact or ending the relationship. Setting boundaries may provoke a strong reaction from the other person, as they are accustomed to control and manipulation. But this is precisely a test of your resolve. Stoics remind us to remain calm, without the need to justify or engage in long arguments. Repeat your message simply and firmly, like a recurring note in a melody. "I do not agree with this behavior." Such persistence demonstrates that you are serious about protecting yourself. Most importantly, remember that setting boundaries is not selfish. It is an act of self-respect. By safeguarding your peace, you create space to grow, to love properly, and to live a life aligned with Stoic values. As Seneca said, "He who is master of himself is truly free." We've explored 5 clear signs of a malicious person. Each serves as a warning bell, helping you avoid being drawn into toxic relationships that can shatter your inner peace. Stoics teach that while we cannot control how others behave, we can control how we respond and who we allow into the circle of our lives. Recognizing these signs early is not about fostering resentment. It's about keeping your mind clear, your heart calm, and your life connected to healthy values. Remember, true freedom comes from the ability to say no. No to manipulation, no to control, no to deceit. When you dare to set boundaries, you not only protect yourself, but also affirm your own worth and dignity. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to join us on the journey of spreading Stoic philosophy to more people. Leave a comment below with the affirmation, "I protect my peace," to turn it into a personal commitment and to become a witness to your own transformation. Life is short. You cannot choose every person you encounter, but you can choose to preserve peace for your own soul. And that is the essence of Stoicism. Steadfast, wise, and free, even in the face of adversity.